Happy Sunday, Stampers and Paper Crafters. This is Facebook Live number 336. My name is Joy Borwedge, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in Burnsville, Minnesota, and I have been a demonstrator since August of 1999. I almost like, that's a weird number. But yeah, I started paper crafting, and I had no idea what rubber stamping was. And a friend came up to me and said, my girlfriends and I went away for a weekend, and this is what we did. I'm going to have a party. Would you like to come? And I'm like, sure. And from there, I was hooked. And at that time, Stampin' Up! Was not exclusive. They didn't have their own designs. They didn't have all the color coordination. And once they changed over, wow. So anyways, I have a really cute card for you tonight. And I think that's it. I got a few things to talk about, but I'm going to point you down to the table, and if you get motion sickness or anything like that, just look away, and I'll let you know when I am done messing around with the camera. All right, so hold on. So hopefully everybody has had a nice 4th of July weekend. I know that it rained here, so some of the fireworks were canceled. I know that something was having fireworks on. Carolyn, hi. I know that the fair, somebody was having fireworks. I live in Burnsville, so I was hearing them on Wednesday night, and there was, whoa, my little turning knob came off. So let's see if I can, whoa, screw this back on, because it is a screw. I'm holding it. Wow, that came out. Okay, let's see. There we go. We're turning it and we're tightening it. Okay, let's see if we can get this a little bit more. How is dog sitting? All right, let's squish out a little bit much. There we go. Try to show the rest of... Okay, I think we're good, right? All right, shine some light on that. And this way. All right, we're good. Okay, so my name is Joy Borwedge, and I have an Instagram page at Stampin' for Joy. Now, my last Facebook Live, which was number 335, has not yet been posted on Instagram, so this was it. So you can go back to number 334 and find out how to make this really cool card and that one. So check that out. And today we have a whole new fun fold that I have never done before. So but anyways, I have my stampinforjoy.stampinup.net, my online store. PenguinZ33 at Outlook.com is where you can request a catalog. If you do not have a demonstrator that you're working with, you can certainly request one. It is not spiral bound, so you would have to do that yourself. And I did put all the tabs in here, so you'll have to do that yourself as well. The host code is NQ3UVNXR. When you have an order that is $150, but be sure to place your orders this month in my online store, because you're going to earn bonus day cash. All right, actually it's a coupon. So what's going to happen is Stampin' Up! Is having this. They've done this last couple of years. What you do is for every $50 you spend in my online store between July 3rd and the end of the month, which is the 31st, you will earn a $5 coupon. Do you have any kits left of the best wishes? Yes, I do have them. I do have some more, so you're good. I don't plan on doing them for the online event as of now, but that could change. But if you certainly wanted to buy the extra kits, you can. I have more to cut up too if I need to. But anyways, the for every $50 you spend in my online store, Stampin' Up! Is going to send you a $5 off coupon. Now, you can save those coupons. Now, it will be emailed to you. So you're going to have to either you have to save those emails, write them down, or you can print them out, and you can use all of them at the same time if you want to in one order. You're going to be using them in August. So through the month of July, you're going to want to spend as much as you want or can and save up those $5 coupons to use in August. So that's pretty cool. You can you can redeem your coupons from August 1st through the 31st. And you can, like I said, you can use 1 on one order, or you can use 5 on one order. You can even use 10 on one order. It's up to you. But just want to make sure you save those emails. I'd print them out just in case something gets lost. And if something does not show up, check your spam just in case. And make sure that your email is correct when you have a customer profile. Don't forget to check the online exclusives. The Changing Leaves bundle is new and it's available. And the Potions and Spells bundle, that is new and available. And the new one is the new suite called the Iconic Celebrations Suite. It's made for everything. There's Christmas trees, there's pine boughs, there's stars, snowflakes, fireworks, candles, clinking champagne glasses, hearts, leaves, acorns, pumpkins, doves. I can't tell what that is right now. Snowflakes, pine trees. It doesn't say Christmas. It's a pine tree, and it's kind of in moody mauve. So it's your choice to make that Christmas or not. And then we also have pine trees. We also have the backside. So it's a very great way to scrapbook, send cards out, and that is available in the online store. It will not see a publication. And the suite, what that means is that you get the stamp set and the dies. These dies are really cool. And they save that 10% even though you order the suite. Also, the ribbon and the pecan pie and clear ribboned adhesive back dots included in that, and that designer series paper. So that's in the online exclusives. And then another one that's available is called the Seasons of Green and Gold Suite Collection. Now this is a mega suite. What that means is that it's a stamp set and a die, and then another stamp set and a die. Plus, you also have different ribbons, the cherry cobbler and the pearl adhesive backed berries, which are really cool. And then also the designer series paper. So that is the other series paper that's coming out, that's new. So lots of fun stuff going on. Now there's other things in the online store that I don't have a sheet for, but check that out. All right, I'm just going to take a break here. I'm getting over the sinus infection. It's the last 5. I've had it for like 5 weeks. I still talk funny and I still cough a tiny bit, but I just don't want to get too dry. Sorry, that was just more of a sip. I just love my lemonade. All right, so let me show you the card that we are working on, that we're going to do today. Now, I'm only going to show you this. I'm not going to show you the fun fold. I'm going to show you how to make it, but it's really cute. All right, so we're using, I decided to use the Regal's Designer Series paper, and that is curry. So the reason why I picked the curry is because I liked the sunflowers. All right, so I'm going to show you what we're going to be playing with. So we're going to be using the Cutest Cows bundle. Sorry, it's not a bundle. It's a bundle no longer. It's on page 76 in the annual catalog. And what that means is that it's a returning. It was introduced last year and it came back. And so what that means is that this is no longer a bundle. It just coordinates with it. So you had a chance to get this. And I'm just going to fold this up so you could see it a little bit better. And what you see with the blue, that means that it punches out by that punch. All right, so that is on page 76. It has both numbers there for easy writing in. Then we're also going to use some of the greetings from the Sentimental Park from here. So this is actually going to be a birthday card. And I do a lot of birthday cards when I am doing my Facebook Lives, just because I know that whoever wins the card has somebody who's having a birthday. Now here are the designs of the Designer Series paper, but here are the colors. Now the designs are in every color. So you can have the subtles. This is the Regal 6x6. You get 2 sheets of each, and it's a pack of 40. So we have 10 colors. Okay, so you get 2 sheets of this, 2 sheets of that, 2 sheets of that. So, but in the colors. So you could see that it is leaves and stripes on one side, kind of a lacy image. I don't know what to call that really, but it's kind of a lacy image. And then we have the circles. So we'll be using the circles and the stripes in this card. And let's see here. Yeah, stick that right there. I just want to find things when I get done with them. Okay, so here are the measurements of the items that we're going to be using and the directions, just in case you want to come back and say, you know, I really like that card that Joy did. I'm going to remake it. So here is a piece of basic white. It is 3 1/4 by 1 3/4. I have 3 scraps of basic white. Then I have a piece of Cajun Craze, which is 10 1/2 long by 3 1/2. And we're going to score it at 2, 3, 5 1/2, and at 8. I have a piece of, I have 4 pieces of the Designer Series paper. And I wish I had enough paper to do one color, but I did not. So I'm just kind of mixing the colors up, and I think it turned out kind of cute. So we have 4 cut at the same, which is 3 1/4 by 2 1/4. And I was inspired by Dawn Griffith and her card. All right, so we also have 4 basic white cards, pieces, basic white pieces, and that is 3 by 2. I have a piece of the Designer Series paper. It is 3/4 by 3 1/4. Another piece of that Designer Series paper, which is 5 1/4 by 2. And then a piece of crushed curry. This is going to go the inside of our card. So this is 4 by 5 1/4. And this is our card base. and it is 6.5 by 5.5, and we're going to score it at 4.25. So I just wanted to let this sit here for just a moment. I'm going to move my camera just down so you could get all that, just in case you want to come back and get everything cut up, and then you can follow along. Okay, and so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to tear off all our bits. Okay, and then we're going to score. So I'm going to use my scrap paper, and I'm going to get my Simply Score tool out. I really like using my Simply Score tool just because for me, I have no chance of cutting it because I've done that way too many times where I have actually tried to score it and I cut it, and I just don't want to do that anymore. So this is the 6.5 piece up at the top. So we're going to go and we're going to score it at 4.25, and that is going to be our standard inside. Okay, now we're going to use our bone folder in just a moment, but we're going to go back and score this piece. I'm going to take that off, throw it away. I'm going to keep the measurements right here so I don't forget. And so we're going to score at 2, at 3, at 5.5, and at 8. Now I tend to, first of all, I dropped this and I accidentally stepped on it, so it's broken. So that's why you see me hold it funny. But also I tend to hold it lower rather than going like this, because then I don't jump the track as much. So that's why you see me kind of holding it weird. So I kind of want to hold it not parallel, but I mean, because it would be really hard to do it parallel, but I want to make sure that I have a good firm hold on to it and I hold it closer towards, so you can see what I'm saying. All right, so now we're going to go back and we're going to use the bone folder. So for this one, we're going to close that up and just give that a nice burnish. And I do the front and the back. All right, so it lays down somewhat nicely. Then this one, I'm just going to fold all the way forward. And then again, we're going to do the front and the back. Just because we want to make sure that everybody has a nice burnish, no matter what side we end up using. Which way it's facing is what I'm trying to say. Now we're going to go backwards, and we're going to do that again. Now, you could tell the front part is the 2-inch part. So when you measure it on your glass mat, which 2 inches, so that's this side. So it's the closest to the skinny piece, okay? Also, the glass mat is on sale, or I should say is for sale in my online store. So if you don't have one, go ahead and purchase it. It's $60. You would get a coupon. So, great way to get a coupon. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to stamp. And we're going to put this just up there for a little bit. And I'm going to grab my, excuse me, my Stampin' Pearson mat. Now you don't need this with red rubber. I generally, even though I have my glass mat, I do like it with my photopolymer. That's just the way I roll. Okay, so we're going to use Versamark on this. And a Versamark is a sticky ink. So it's tacky. And so it will, this is what we use when we emboss, heat emboss. Okay, so I am just making straight lines with my, now I actually did straight, straight across and straight up, but for this one, I'm moving my stamp around a little bit more because it's not fair that the top, the bottom part that gets seen only sees the stems. So I am moving things around a little bit, so then that way it's a variety. And you're not going to really see too much, but if you overlap, a lot of the times you might see that. So that is with Versamark. Okay, so then that is done, and we're not going to use Versamark for anything else. Now I'm going to go set this on my Simply Chamois so that it just kind of stays away from that stickiness. Okay, so we're just going to push this off to the side, and then we're going to stamp stuff. I'm trying to be, what's the word? I'm not trying to show everything, but I have to stamp it. I don't want to show you the whole card. That's the fun part of this. Okay, so we're going to do the cow body in Memento, because we are actually going to use our blends, our Stampin' Blends. And just want to make sure that I have enough. Okay. When you look at the stamp, okay, I was trying to make sure, yes, secretive, yes, that's the word. I'm trying to make it so that I have enough space to hold it for my punch. Now, there is a way to make this so that you can stamp your cow head and your body at the same time. I didn't save my template, so I don't know where it ended up at. So we're just doing things separately today. All right, so that is our cow body, and we are going to do, all right, so we're gonna wash that off, and then we're gonna do, let's see, the cow head is at the top. So I want to make sure that I have enough space to hold on to. So I'm looking to see how I should ink it up and where my placement should be. Right, so we're gonna close the ink pad, because you could drop that cute little cow back in the ink pad. Ask me how I know. Maybe not today, but I have done that before on a Facebook Live, but it's been a while. Gotta learn from your mistakes sometimes. Not necessarily all of them, right? Just sometimes. Okay, so now I could keep that. So I'm just gonna clip that off, and then I'm gonna put that in my, oops, my white, basic white scrap pile. Okay, so I got my cow head and body. All right, and I'm gonna do another cow head, and let's see, this is the one we're going to use, the one that is winking. Now, I have not used a lot of this stamp set until today, because it feels like I think I've used almost every one of them. All right, so there are 2 heads that belong to this set that you can punch out. All right, so again, I'm just going to take that. I can use that for scrap for something in a different, on a different card. All right, so now I'm going to clean off my Versamark. I'll probably clean that later with my rubber scrubber and some mist, my Stampin' Mist. But I don't like to leave my stuff too much longer on. I like to wipe my stuff off my photopolymer as much as I can. Okay, so let's get stamping some more things. All right, so let's see. Let's do one thing at a time so I am not going to overdo it. So this one, we are going to use the Shy Shamrock. And we're going to leave this open just a little bit. Because what's going to happen is I'm going to use some of my, I'm going to do it on the scrap piece of paper because then I can move it out of my way and it's not going to bug me as much. So this is going to be grass, and I am just hitting the edges. But when I'm done with this particular one, I can put my brush in the lid, and it's not going to wobble. It's not going to get green all over the place. That's Shy Shamrock. Now I am going to do kind of the same thing with Balmy Blue. You love you a cow card. Aha. All right, so we're going to do the same thing, but I'm going to flip that around that way, and I'm going to do this one. This is going to be kind of hard for me. I'm going to wipe off just that biggest blotch of color, and then we're just going to kind of come in here and just give a little blue sky. Okay. Nothing perfect. It's just up, down, up, down. Okay, so because there is grass in this stamp set, we're going to use it. And we're just going to go tap, tap. And we're just going to tap. We can go off the page, and we can go right at the tips. Okay, so that is our grass. Okay, in the top part, we're going to use Memento. I am being very daring with leaving this open. I'm going to try to be a good girl and not provide extra spots for my cow. Okay, so this one is going to say, holy cow. I'm just looking for little fuzzies because sometimes they're there. All right, I don't think they're there on this one. And we're going to go right there. Perfect. Okay, we're done with that panel. Okay, so then let's clean this one off because we're not going to use holy cow anymore, so we're done. We are, however, going to use the grass, so that's why I put that back in there. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to get another panel, and we are going to stamp first of all, we're going to use this. This is the milk jug. Okay. And we are just going to cut a little bit off. Because we're going to stamp the milk jug. Just had it. Where'd I put it? Right here. I can play hide and go seek with myself just because I didn't put it back where it's supposed to go. All right, so we're going to stamp our milk jug right there, okay? And I'm going to put that on the glass case because, or the case that I'm going to use it to clean. All right, so then now we're going to tap off the dark, and I'm actually going to flip this off to the side so I can get me some grass. Okay. Aw, man, I should have done it the whole way around. That's not what I wanted to do. But, you know what? That's actually going to be bad because if I use my Stampin' Blends for that, it's going to show right through. So I need me a new piece of paper. And that is... I knew I was going to do that. 2 by 3, I think. Anytime you have, and then now, we'll just do it this way. Anytime you have that you're going to use the blends, whatever's on the back side will show through. And I do know that because I have done it before and was not fun because I was doing a really good color job and I messed that up. So we're just going to do it this way. And where's my green? Okay, so we're going to, oh, there goes my finger right down in it. All right. This is real life stamping, folks. I'm grabbing a baby wipe and boy, these don't want to come out. Oh, there we go. I don't want to get Shy Shamrock all over my new ones and then have to start everything over again. Okay, so we're going to keep that over to the side, and that's the reason why you wear dark clothing when you stamp, and so when you wipe your fingers off, let's see, yes, real life stamping. Okay, so we're going to start that again, and we're going to, so we hit some ink, we're going to tab off the splotchies, and we're going to make our green grass, but we don't want it on our jug. That's the reason why we're doing this. Okay, and you know what? Our grass is now straight, but that's going to be okay because that's just the way it goes, right? And then we're going to use our green grass. Oh boy. And like I said, just hit it here, hit it there, hit it everywhere. There. All right. So there's our grass. And you're not going to really notice the square across the way. And now we're going to put that grass back in. Okay. And then we're going to stamp or we're going to do our blue sky. So again, we'll grab some of that balmy blue and tap off the dark color, so you're going to get that dark splotchy color. Okay, so there's a little bit of the blue. Okay, we're going to be coloring. I want to kind of do all my coloring at the same time, so that's why we're doing it this way. And then our next panel, right here, we're going to do, I'm going to do a little bit blue. Even though I didn't do it in my original, I kind of want to have some color on here just because everybody else has color. So we're going to do a little bit of blue. This is the one that you're going to write on. And we're going to do a little tiny bit of green. See how much is on there. And we'll just do a little bit. Because I want some, you know, whoever wins this card, I want them to feel like they can sign something in here. It's going to be a very small note. Unless you write big, then it's going to be like one worded, like love and then your name. Okay, so the part that's going to say, let's celebrate, we're going to do that in Memento. Right at the top. Okay, and then we're going to do you in Memento. Okay, we're going to make sure that this is, because it's a thicker stamp, you want to make sure that all your ink transfers to the card image, so, or the cardstock. And then we're going to do the little flower. This is a sunflower. And we're going to go down in the bottom. Actually, I'm going to put I'm going to put it down here. Okay. And then we're done with that panel until we color it. Okay, so then might as well go and clean these off, just so that I know that I got them done and I won't have to use them again, and then I won't accidentally grab the wrong stamp. Not that I've done that a lot, but I am not taking any chances like the way tonight's going. Okay, so then we're going to do our next panel, and we're going to do the sitting down sheep, or cow, a cow that is sitting down. Okay. All right, there is Fuzzy right there. All right, and I hope I don't have any more. All right, so we're going to put that cow over here. We're going to allow that ink to transfer. It's kind of blotchy. I wonder if I should do that again. Let's see here. We can clean it. You know, somebody is going to win this card. I want it to look good. I don't want it to look like a second grader did it. Sometimes I feel like my mind is like second grader. All right, so I'm actually going to take, let's see, what was it? You know what? I'm going to stamp it in Versamark first, and then stamp it in black. We're just going to use that as a practice and then see if that works. And if it doesn't, then I'm going to clean it again. Because, like I said, I haven't used a lot of my... Oh, that worked really nice. You know how when you get a new stamp and you haven't used it? That's the difference. So if you could see the difference between, like, the leg here, down here, hit it in the Versamark. Okay, so we're going to have to go get a new... a new 2x3 piece of cardstock. So we're going to stamp the cow off, because see, that's supposed to be kind of clear. It is one that happened at the event where it's now pink. So we're going to grab the Versamark and we're going to put that in the black, and hopefully I'm going to have a better inked up image. Otherwise, you can use an eraser. Oh, that turned out so much better. Okay, so now I'm going to clean that off in just a second. Let's put, oops, the Versamark lid back on. And we'll clean our cow. Moo. All right. But you can take an eraser. I actually clean it off, clean it on my bench. Underneath this table here, this is actually a piece of plywood, and it's covered. I'm going to just show you in contact paper. I think that's what it's called. The sticky stuff, and you line things with it, and so that is what it is. And so I left some of it undone, and I can actually wipe it off. Now here is a cow that I have already cut out and ready to go. And again, I'm just going to grab some color, get that blotchiness off, and then swirl on my grass with the brushes. Sometimes you just want to get different colors going. You know, the swaying. There we go. And now I don't have a green cow. So then the grass, I'll put that up there. And the grass. Right up there. Moo, without a head. It's lost its head. Right. I keep on getting the green on here. I am tapping, tapping, tapping. I'm not squishing, just in case anybody's wondering. Okay, so then we are going to do the greeting for this one. Oops, we need to do the sky. Yep, forgot the sky. Grab some color with the blue, get that splotch out of there, and swirl it on. You know, clouds, they're not all the same color. You gotta have a little depth here and a little depth there. All right, so now we're gonna do the happy birthday. Allow that ink to transfer. This one is from the Sentimental Park. Now my happy is a little darker, but it's not really bad, so I'm just going to leave it. All right, so we got the cow ready to go. And the next one, this is our last one. All right, so we are going to do the grass first. Okay, kind of like the darker edges around it. Okay, there. And then grab some more blue. Ooh, little clouds going. Yep. They are blowing across the way. I like that. Okay. Put a little bit more right there. There. Cool. All right. Then we are going to do a greeting. And I'm going to do this in black, memento. And it's going to say, "It's your day." And then we'll do this guy. Okay. And the little guy. Okay. Then we missed one. I was supposed to. I was like, why do I have one more greeting over there? Okay. Now, this one is saying milk it for all it's worth, because it's a milk can. A milk, right? A milk can? Is that what that's called? Do 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 do. Okay, and then where did my flower go? We're gonna do this. Ha! That looks good. Okay. So I think I got everything stamped. And now we just have to color and then put together. Okay, cool. Okay, so we're going to close everything up. We used Balmy Blue. And then Shy Shamrock. And then the black memento. You want to use memento when you use blends. Okay, so we're going to get rid of, no we're not, we're going to keep this. Just because when you use blends, you want to have a protected surface. And right now we're going to just put all these through the wash with the chamois. Carolyn, do you have the Cutest Cow set? I don't know why when I first saw it, I'm like, I need to get that. Oh, man. Okay, so now everything is all nice and clean. We can start coloring. Now, I'm going to sit down, actually, while I color, just because these are smaller images. Actually, I'm going to get rid of this because the idea of coloring on something that has a lot of color on it is going to mess me up. Nope, that's dirty. This is not that bad, so I'm going to use this. Okay, so I am going to do the roosters and the sunflowers and the cows. So I did color splotching. So what I did is, this is the light. The one that's on the left is the light. The one that's on the right is the dark. So left and right. And then the tops are all the nibs and the bottoms are the brushes. Because, as you can see with Cajun Craze, the nib tip and the brush tip look a lot alike. This is just a tad bit darker. Cherry. The nib tip looks a tad bit darker than the brush tip. So you might have different colors. So that's why I do this, to see which color's darker and which color's lighter, and when I need to have that in what specific order. So those are the colors. So I'm using Cajun Craze, Cherry Cobbler, Pretty Peacock, Misty Moonlight. That's going to be for the roosters. For the cows, I am going to be using the SU900. That's what it says on mine, but I think it's different now when it's in the actual annual catalog. And then the cows, I'm going to use Smoky Slate. And so I did, again, it's the nib tip at the top and the brush at the bottom. So I'm using that to kind of tell me which area I want to color and what it looks like. Okay, let's see here. Let's do, and this is going to be the sunflowers. So that's going to be, crushed curry does not have a blend, but I wanted it to be crushed curry because the crushed curry is in the designer series paper, as well as the ones that I stamped the sunflowers on the background. So I kind of made my own designer series paper for that part right there. Okay, so I'm going to sit down. If you have any questions, I will answer them afterwards. I am going to take a drink. Okay. Okay, so I have the brush tip. Now this is the marker, and I have the nib tip and the brush tip. The brush tip and the nib tip. So the nib tip looks a little bit darker, and I'm going to use the nib just because it's a little smaller to color. But the brush, I'll color both. I mean, you can see there's going to really not be much difference between the brush and the nib. See, really not that much difference. So I just might as well keep going with it. Now the sunflower, the big sunflower, has a center where this one doesn't. So, ooh, just dropped my lid. Okay, so then what I did is I took the Cajun Craze and I looked and saw which one is the darkest and which one's the lightest. Oh, I have that on here. So, I took the nib tip and of the dark, because it's going to be just a little tiny dot. And I'm just going to pounce it a couple times. Because, I mean, it's going to spread all by itself. And then I'm going to use the lighter one. And that's the nib tip of this. The Cajun Craze Light. So if you were in person, you can probably see the difference. But there's a little difference of color in there, so you could see the center. So now I am going to do the can. And I'm going to use the same one as I did for the cows. And that is going to be the grays. And so this is Smoky Slate. And so I am going to take the darkest one. So for me, I think the darkest one is the nib tip of the dark. So here's the light, here's the dark, and the nib tip. So I'm going to do the nib, and I'm just going to kind of hit it like that. And that's basically it. Then I'm going to take the brush, and I am just going to pounce the color over that. Now we can put a little bit more dark in there, maybe. Okay, I like that. I like how that looks. Okay, so that is the first one that we're done using the coloring of the blends. All right, so we're going to put that in our pile. Okay, so let's go do the cows. Seeing as how we have the grays out. And we're going to do the cows the same. We could do different cows, but just for time constraints, you know, you guys don't want to be here forever, right? Okay, so this is the SU 900. I'm just going to use the nib under the ears and the snout. And again, under the ears and the snout. Okay, so then we're going to do the cows, and I am going to take the dark nib tip, and I am just going to kind of just do a little bit. I'm going to do the hoof. Because there's not going to be too much shading in the feet area because it's so tiny. And then I am going to do the part up there. Now I'm actually going to go back in with the brush and of the light and color that in. Just because I want to have it wet enough, because it dries really quick, to have the effect that I want. If I were to go and do everybody all the time, this one will be dry by the time I get there. Okay, so again, I'm going to do the nib tip of the dark and just try to get some shading. Forgot that. All right. And then make sure that when you're doing the blends, you hear that snapping sound when you go and put your lids on, because if you don't, those are going to dry out pretty quick. I got to get the, there we go. I got everything. Oh, I want to do a top of the ears. I forgot I was going to do that. Okay. Now those turned out pretty cute. Cute. All right, so we're going to put those over here. And we're going to do our sunflower. I should have had that open at the same time as I did these. This is the kind of card that you want to give to somebody you know they would enjoy a handmade card. Because if this ends up in the trash 2 minutes after you get them, they don't deserve nothing from you. So, just saying. I mean, whoever wins this card, you better send it off and make somebody smile. That's all I can say. They would say, wow, I love that card. Thank you so much for giving me that card. Okay, so that is that. And the last thing that we need to color is our roosters. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Alrighty. And we are going to use Cajun Craze. We're going to put these away because this is all the colors. Okay, so I'm going to use the lightest one, which looks like it's going to be the nib tip. I should have used the darkest one. I like to use the dark. Sometimes I use the light first and then go in with the dark and then go back in with the light. Sometimes I start with the dark and then I go back in with the light. So it really doesn't matter which way you prefer, because it does all the same thing. All right, and then we're going to go back in and blend. Okay, then we're going to use the crushed curry for the beaks. And then we're going to, actually that's the wattle. Oops. We're going to go back in and color that cherry cobbler and their mohawks. Cherry cobbler, and their wings. Now, if you're going to tell me that there is no such thing as these roosters in this color, that's okay. This is a card, and it's pretty. All right, so then we are going to use Misty Moonlight, and I want the lightest color, so it's going to be, to me, the brush tip is going to be the lightest color. All right, and then we're going to use the brush. No, we're going to use the nib tip of the Pretty Peacock. Now our roosters are colored in, and aren't they sweet? Oh, good. Well, thank you, Carolyn. Okay, so we're done coloring. So yay. Now we have to assemble. Okay. So we have these parts. And okay, so the cow that is winking, that cow is going to go right here. Okay, so we're just going to put a little stamp and seal on the cow right there. Okay, so that one's done. Then this one we're gonna leave because we're gonna done with that one. This one, holy cow, is gonna go on the front. Oops, I have to clean that off with my chamois. The glass mat comes with its own chamois. Now mine comes in, I cut mine in 4s so that if my cat takes one, might as well get my blends off and my adhesive. It makes noise. It makes funny noise. So if you're stamping and you have children, make sure they're not sleeping because you could probably wake them up. All right, then we're going to take a dimensional and pop it up on there. So I'm going to take that, stab that, and lift it up. Throw that in the trash can. Okay, there's our other cow. Cool. Okay, so let's start putting the card together. What do you think? So for this piece right here, we're going to attach our designer series paper right in front. Now when Dawn did this card, she did it in pink, and she used the Cutest Cows. Now I have been wanting to use the Cutest Cows for a long time, but because of my event, I've was planning a lot and really didn't get a chance. And then when I saw this card that she made, so cute. So there we go, much better. Okay, so then now that's what our card looks like. Hi Sherry, welcome. Okay, so that is what it looks like. Now this piece right here, the one that is next to the small piece, this is our front, okay? And so what we need to do is we need to attach it like that, okay? So it's going to kind of go in the center, but it butts up right there. So I'm actually going to put my adhesive all the way down. You could probably use tear and tape if you wanted to. Okay, so just make sure that you like where it's going and then it's pretty straight. Okay, and just burnish that. Okay, so now we're going to add the front of our card, the holy cow. Oh, that's a little too tall. Darn it. I shall be back. Whoa. hard to do when you have adhesive on the back. Okay, so this one really needs to be 3 1/4 by 1 3/4. So I probably wrote wrong. Sorry about that. There we go. Fits in there perfectly. Moo. Okay, so that's what this looks like so far. Now we're going to add the designer series paper to this piece right here. Now you can do this however you want. She had shown it with no layers, but other things she showed with layers, so I'm doing layers. Okay, so the next one that we have this one, and I'm actually putting things on layers. So I have the same colors that we're using, but 2 different sheets. I would have preferred to do this all in one, but I didn't have enough cards, just designer series paper. So I had to do it in, mix it up. So this is not the way I really wanted to do it, but it still turned out pretty freaking cute, if I say so myself. Okay, so this is going on the stripes, the yellow stripe. I should say crushed curry stripes, because you know, sunflowers, crushed curry, like perfect, right? All right. And the leaf pattern is my favorite, but it would have been way too busy with the type of card that we're doing today. And it's going to cost me a lot of postage to send this to somebody. So I hope whoever wins this, I really like you. Okay. And let's see here. This one we are going to put on here. Place that on the circles, and then that's going to go in the center. Oops, I keep on putting the adhesive on my glass mat, which is now available in my online store. I keep saying that, but so many people were asking for it when it was out, so it's now back for customers and for demonstrators. So I don't know how many they have, so get them while you still can. That's all I know. All right, so this is going to go, this cow is going to go on here. So I'm flipping over the wrong thing. That's why I like my silicone mat, because then I'm not squeaking all through my Facebook Live, but that's okay. Keeps people awake. There's more right there. Ah! Nope, it's not going to work. I just don't want my card to get stuck. I'm not done designing. All right. So this is going to go right here. And let's see. This one. Our little roosters are going to go right here. Okay, so this, we're going to fold. Okay, so see this last flap? That part stays, it does not get stuck down to anything. So what gets stuck down is the first part, okay? And then you fold it over like this. and you fold it over like this, and you fold it over. So the last thing you see is the last page and this piece right here. This part gets stuck down. Again, you could probably use tear and tape. Leave it like this, okay? And then fold this over. Give it a good burnish. And then now you have a really cute fun fold. So then you open it up like this, you open it up like that, and then it sits like that. Okay, so now we're going to go in and we're going to use up, I have a bunch of rhinestones that I've already colored from the event. And these are extras because somebody was really sleepy and made way too many. So I am going to take dark, these are pumpkin pie. So let's color them and use them up. Okay, so the first page, oh, my nose tickles. All right, let's see, where'd I, my original card. I want to stick them in the same spot. All right. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and color these in Cajun Craze. Because like I said, I better like you if I'm sending this, whoever wins. I like anybody who, you know, gives me a thumbs up or a heart. Anybody who says hi. And anybody who shares. Okay, so I don't know if I'll need those, but we'll see. Okay, so I will now stand up again. Okay, so no, I am not going to kill myself for this at a future event. Oh, Sherry. Okay. Who knows? I mean, me. Yeah. You know how long I would be talking to people saying, this is how you do this part, this is how you do this part? That would never leave. We'd be packing up and it would be dark out. Oh, okay. That one wants to come off. No. So, all right. So we are creating a triangle when you see them together. And then when you open, we will one, two, and three. Right. Yeah, I could do it just for you, Sherry, but the thing is that this card here, let's see where'd it go. This one, which I did my Facebook Live, I turned it around. This one I had the most problem with because people were using the wrong ink for the background. I mean, and this is, I thought, the simplest card we had. So doing this kind of fold, yeah, and using all the blends, that would be very hard. Okay, so yes, it's a lot of steps. Okay, so there is the front. And there is the open, and there is the now I have Cajun Craze and pumpkin pie colored ones. Okay, well, at least we used some of them. Now we get to go back in and use the Wink of Stella. And, all right, shake, shake, shake. Okay. So I'm going to grab my scrap piece of paper again, because you need to swish off in between colors, just so that you don't bleed. So I'm going to do anything that I use to blend with. So just the snout. So you could see that sparkliness right there. That's a light color. I'm just going to go into the gray and hit that. Okay, so there's the front one. So you could see I used a little sparkle. And then we're going to go into the next one. I'm just going to wipe that off to make sure I'm not transferring any color. And I'm going to start kind of with my outside and then work my way in. Okay. And then I'm just going to do the highlighted areas of the milk can. Okay. Go back in, do the flower. Start with the yellow, go to the center, swipe off the color, go to the cow snout, and then the hair, the tuft, whatever you want to call it. All right, and then I'm going to kind of just swipe that off. Just trying to make it so that it dries enough. We'll go with the tail feathers. Shake your tail feathers. And then we'll go with the blue and the green. And then we'll go with the cherry cobbler. And then we'll go with the face, the head. All right. Gobble, 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 gobble. Go, go, do, do, do. So what do you think? Show me a heart or a thumbs up if you like it. All right, and then it could sit on the mantle. Now, the way Dawn did it, she did not leave something to write in, and she did the back. I prefer to have my normal writing. This would be a card that if I were to make it for someone that you don't have to write a lot. And if you want to write more, Judy, hi, welcome. You could go on the back side and write it. So there we go. You guys are gonna have to go to the front, watch the replay, and check that out. So there is the front of the card. It is kind of probably gonna cost you good postage. So you might wanna, hand deliver this person their card. And there we go. So, holy cow, milk it for all it's worth. Let's celebrate you. It's your special day. Happy birthday. And there we go. So that is today's card. So to enter, all you have to do is do a thumbs up or a heart. And if you leave a comment, all you have to do is say hi and share this on your timeline. There might be somebody who might enjoy watching this. They might be a paper crafter that loves doing fun folds. This is a cool fun fold. So thank you very much for hanging out with me on a Sunday evening. Don't forget that for every $50 you purchase in my online store, that you will receive an email from Stampin' Up! For a $5 coupon. Do not delete that, okay? Save those. So then you can start collecting those through the whole month of July and then start redeeming them and getting $5, $10, $15, $20 off any order that you place in August. So, oh, that's a good idea, Sherry. Yeah, that's a great idea. So, also, don't forget the online, in my online store, the glass mat is now available. It's $60. So that is a $5 coupon that you would receive from Stampin' Up! So you can collect those coupons, and there is a code. So you're going to want to collect those codes. And then in your order, all you have to do is supply the code, and it takes those $5, $10, $15, $20 off how many codes you collect. And we won't judge you for that. So thank you very much. I hope to be back on Thursday with another card. I have no idea what I'm doing. So we'll work on that too. All right, guys, thank you. Have a great week.